One. What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. I'm gonna do a quick sound check, and hopefully the sound is working right. So yeah, talk like, but what you were saying, like the lack of loyalty that you receive from teams is only fair or right for teams to expect that the players are gonna eventually follow that lead. You know what I mean? Like if the
Right.
teams don't show any loyalty to the players, then the players are not going to be, they're not going to want to show any loyalty towards the teams. And so
That's right. And a lot of people had. I was speaking about Luca. A lot of people had Luca as like a top three player in the NBA, and they traded him.
mm-hmm.
And it wasn't nothing but he was saying he was disgruntled and he wanted to leave or anything like that. They just out and out trade.
Yeah. Yeah.
First and foremost, it's always a business.
Yeah. It's definitely, you know what I mean, always a business. And then but see, what happens is though, the owners the owners have the advantage because most of the time when people, like when you have contract disputes, like what's going on with the WNBA, a lot of people, most of the time they siding with the owners. You know what I mean? Because the owners
how do you get that? Yeah, that's weird. Like, how do you get that to happen? Where most of the fans sign with sign with the billionaire, or side with the billionaire owners. Yeah.
And I think some of what happens, what helps the owners out is that when especially the WNBA, like the women in the WNBA, they don't have a united voice. You have players coming out against each other. Me and Jim just talked about how Kelsey Plum threw Caitlin Clark under the bus and said Caitlin wasn't there at the meeting. Right. Nobody from Team Caitlin was there.
Right. That didn't need to be said, man. That didn't even need to be said. You know what I mean?
It didn't need to be said, right?
But there was intention of why she said it, though, right? And it wasn't about the overall issue of what they're trying to achieve. Kelsey Plum wanted attention, and the easiest way that you get attention in the WNBA right now is you've got Caitlin in your mouth.
Talk that talk, Jim.
I mean,
talk that talk.
Caitlin. Well, first of all, Kelsey Plum, she seems to always want the smoke. I don't know what it is about her, but she just cannot exist without it being in the center of the drama.
I had the biggest crush on that girl. I really did. Yeah. I thought she was like, I'm sexy, good looking. And to hear her talk, I'm feeling like she's more and more kind of ditzy in a sense, like not to describe it as that. So let me be clear. I think every human being is intelligent, but it's just this ditzy thing going on. And it just makes me wonder, like, where her head is, man. Even her statement, I don't mean to tattletale. What grown woman says tattletale? You understand what I'm saying? So, so she loses. Yeah, she ain't that sexy to me no more right now. She not, man. I was crazy about that girl, man. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, I ain't mean to cut y'all off.
No. You make a good point, but I think she used that term to kind of soft shoe it a little bit to try to make it like it wasn't as egregious as what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
make it lighthearted, like
right. I mean, saying like it ain't a big deal, but she wasn't there type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then the awkward laugh after the statement.
Yeah,
that made it worse to me. Like, Sabrina Sabrina's face was like, and then she looked like, that really needed to be said, right? Like, so I don't get it, but I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, that just feeds into the point that, like I said, with the WNBA, like everything that they up against. So they up against like, you up against sexism, you up against discrimination, and then so they have more of a reason to put up a united front. You know what I mean? Because they fighting battles on so many different levels that it wouldn't make sense for them not to be, you know, like have their game more together and more tight, right? And so, like when I spoke about earlier, when I spoke about in other episodes, like how they even marketing, like they're even marketing more so towards women, right? And to me, their biggest supporters, in my opinion, are men. You know what I mean? Men support the WNBA more so than the women do. And so, and who was on Jamel Hill was on the show Odd Couple, right? And she laid down a really good case for the WNBA as to why they should be getting, you know, they should get an increase.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that, at the end of her statement, the guy asked her one question. He said, "Have you been to any WNBA games?" And she said, "No." I mean, she didn't even say no. She said, "Well, I'm going to my first one on the 29th." And so I was like, "Well, wait a minute. You out here, you doing like a media tour for the WNBA. You know, you supporting them, but you don't go to the games or anything." And so that, in my opinion, that's typical of a lot of women. Like, they not supporting, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to talking, they'll do that, but they not putting their money where their mouth is, basically.
Would you say that the new influx, though? Okay, let's say prior to Caitlin coming into the league, the women wasn't supporting it. But I like to think that this new influx of fans, it is getting a lot of support from little girls, boys, and women.
So you say like the last 2 years, Clayton
I
maybe
think the influx, I think Caitlin's influx brings in women's support. I think that.
I mean, that's how I got there. Was my wife,
Yeah.
being from Iowa, she said, "Hey, check this player out." And I'm like, "Dang, this girl's going nuts."
Yeah.
And got my eyes focused on the game, and I've been watching ever since.
Yeah, but you're right, Mike. Prior to that, women wasn't supporting it.
Yeah, women. Kent, what's up, Kent? Welcome back. CK's welcome back. And so Kent says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen."
Good afternoon.
The shade they throw at CC, she ices them out. You all see how she gives back to her community. That's let me see. That trumps all the garbage, and that's true. And so I even said like the way she responds to the media, she ices everybody, she ices out all the noise. I like her marketing program, you know what I mean? And so I mean, but why I don't understand why the rest of the young ladies are not really taking
Mike, they don't have to, Mike. That's why. They don't have to, and it's not in their nature, right? But I'm gonna say this. And I thought Jamel Hill made an even greater point when she started talking about the values of all the franchises. When you look at the values and where they value that, because remember everybody last week when we were talking, we kept saying, what in the hell would these NBA owners keep subsidizing this league with no profit? Why would they do that? It's got to be something, and it is. Those franchises have great value now.
I did the research this week. I did the research this week, and this almost infuriated me even more, because this isn't the talking points that the women are getting out there.
They're not,
and they've got a great leg to stand on.
Got a great,
the 2026 agreement is looking like it's going to be about 2.2 billion over 11 years. That's 200 million
a year,
which is 3+ times what they're making now. And
that's just TV. That's just TV, Jim.
When that starts up, fellas? When does that start?
2026.
26.
Yeah, and so now you've got the economics that say, hey, this league is actually potentially going to be in the black.
Yep.
And all we're asking is just to be get our share of that. That needs to be the value of the Valkyries, what they had to pay to be a franchise. the new teams, right? Cleveland, Detroit, who else, right? They are going to pay 5 times more to be an expansion
than
team.
Than what they did.
What the Valkyries paid.
And this is another thing too. The owners are lying about the money they earn, because with all those expansion teams, that money goes to them.
Yes.
So I'm not even sure if they really not making a profit, because you can't be on, especially when it's time to negotiate. But you make a good point, man. And then you look at merch stuff and all that stuff. It's really up. It's really up, and it's like Colin Cowherd made another great point. It's like, and I was mistaken. Last week I said they get 20%. Now I'm hearing reports they only get 9%. I don't know which is which, but that's ridiculous. But
I heard 9% too.
Yeah, like he said, why would I let go of this league now when I see that it has value and it's going to make a profit? So them girls are going to get more. They're going to naturally get more. They don't even have to resort to these antics at all.
They just, if they just had a unified message and stuck to the facts and stopped with the drama,
yeah,
they would have
to show
on their side.
Yeah, but that goes to show how successful this league is that they can back into making a profit with making all the mistakes that they throwing each other under the bus. They they marketing they marketing only to certain segments of the fan base, and they still, like you said, because they only get 9% of the revenue share, they only get 9% of that. When even in MMA fighting, they get like I think 18%. And people look at that as like that's outrageous. 18% is outrageous, but they only get 9.
9. Yep.
So yeah, they're going to get a bump.
Yep. But I tell you, man, no matter how we feel about it, right? The drama, whatever the case may be, it's doing one great thing for the league. It's causing fan engagement. So you get these storylines going on. Sometimes people are just tuning in just to hate on somebody or just to see somebody fail and fall. So, all that stuff, man, is really working on their behalf, no matter how we feel about it.
Yeah. So you saying it's working on the owner's behalf or the players?
The whole league, because it's creating engagement.
I think it's working on the owner's behalf, and the players are coming out looking not so good. And you're right, Clayton. It's giving us a lot to talk about, and I love it.
Engage. Yeah.
But like, man, be smart about it. Make it work for you instead of making it work against you.
Well, if they get offered a greater percentage of the revenue share, they are going to take it. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh yeah.
And they should. And they should.
I'm sure.
Yep. No matter what it is.
Well, I'm hoping that it's at least get them over 20% though.
Yeah, I think it will be. And I think it will be. Yep.
Yeah. So let me see what Seagazer say. Let me see if they use the new expansion team's interest fee to distribute to the old team. Isn't that a Ponzi scheme? It looks to me like a Ponzi scheme.
I mean, that's it.
So, well, I mean, like a Ponzi scheme is more so like if you're not having anything to give to your investors, like you trapping them into a business agreement without offering them anything tangible, right? And so it's not a Ponzi scheme because you will own it. Like if you pay an interest fee, you're going to own that team. So it's not like they selling you a share of a team. That's your team.
That's your team.
Yeah. So it's different from a Ponzi scheme.
And we all know, just because we don't have the liquid cash, don't mean that's not our value and worth. Always, we all know that. So when you got these franchises like worth 500 million, that's your value.
Yeah. I think though, like I said, with so many of the mistakes that the women are making as far as like on their way to getting this this deal, I think they would have more leverage and be able to get even more money if they had a united front and wasn't making some of the mistakes that they're making.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
Yeah. Let me see. What my man Kent Carlson says, Caitlin Clark is the master of engagement. Everybody tunes in. If anything else, the 23-year-old phenom, just to see the 23-year-old phenom on the sidelines. And so, yeah, I think that they, yeah, I think she's a big market draw, right, for the WNBA. And again, that goes into not really taking advantage of what Caitlin Clark brings to the table, even from a business standpoint. Even if you're not a fan of Caitlin Clark, but you still recognize that it's good business to do business with Caitlin Clark.
But do you think like even with the United Front, right, and everything else, Mike, don't you think there's metrics that they follow, and regardless, they already got a number what they're willing to give them girls?
Yeah, I'm sure they have metrics, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why these women need to, if the owners is going, they on their A game. They using divide and conquer, so you got people who is divide and conquer when it comes to the WNBA. You divide them from like the women who have the LBGT, the alphabet community. Then you play the race card, so that divides some of the women up. Then you have like some women want to be, they want the attention. They don't want all the attention to, use the jealousy. So all of that is going to factor in my opinion, is going to factor into the type of deal that they get, because it's just too much stuff that's falling through the cracks.
Yeah, they'll use that against them in negotiations. You better believe that.
Yeah.
They'll use all that against them in negotiations.
Yeah. So,
but don't you think they got some lawyers and stuff working on behalf of the union as well? When you start talking to negotiations, I don't believe it's just the girl Aguma K and some. I don't think it's just these players negotiating. I'm sure they got.
It's not. It's not. But it's not that. But if you have a lawyer and you're not taking a lawyer's advice, so you're not following the lawyer's lead, like a lot of things that they doing is like lawyers most of the time tell you, they instruct you, number one, on what to say, or if you don't say anything, you let them do the talking for you. A lot of what they doing publicly and all this, it's just not a united front. But let me get to, I want to appreciate Randy. I appreciate you for the super chat. I think Randy makes a good point here. Randy says the owners can't count on Caitlin being there for the next 10 years. Why not make $100 million in 5 years in endorsements and just retire from the league that hates you for the most part, right? And so, well, we spoke about like the owners and like how long will Caitlin Clark be in the league, or are they just taking, like, they're not sure what's going to happen to Caitlin Clark, right? So, or how successful she'll be, or if this fan base will even fade away. So why not just, I think it's a good point. Why not just take the money, now while everything is hot? Because you can't really, you don't know what's going to be the future when it comes to Caitlin Clark.
Is he saying that she should make as much as she can and retire from a league that hates her? Is that what he's saying?
Well,
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she should retire, but I'm just thinking, I'm looking at it from the owner's point of view.
Oh yeah, I think he's talking about her.
I think that and who knows, what she might do in the next 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Some people spoke about her, starting her own league. So, but I don't want to go off and get all into all that, starting her own league.
If she could, if I was her, I'd make that $100 million if I could in endorsements, but I'd stick around just to be petty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm thinking that Randy meant that because he says the owners can't count on her being there for the next 10 years, you know. So they probably like the owners are probably in a position or the mindset of like, why not strike while the iron is hot?
Oh yeah,
You
of
know?
course. That's business.
Yeah, yeah. It is business. I just think these women just dropping the ball when it comes to this. What's going on, retro hairstylist, 1983.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Let me see what let me see, my man. Did Time say anything? Oh no, Time not in here. That was
Time's in here.
Yeah,
Time
he
in.
did.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Time just said yeah, good people stay consistent. Have a great Saturday. Yeah, no doubt. Same to you.
He come on with that same message every week. I love it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
I love it.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
man. Um, yeah,
Mm.
I just think that they just continuously drop the ball though, these women, because they're not organized. But let's switch up for a second, man. I wanna let's talk about the Cam Newton situation, Cam Newton and Ryan Clark, right?
Yeah.
Man,
So
Ryan seems to be in it every week.
yeah. First of
Mhm.
all, let me ask you, how do y'all feel about Cam Newton? His statement about Jalen Hurts. He said that like it's hard to really give Jalen Hurts so much of the credit because Jalen Hurts is more so basically what he's saying, more so of a game manager than he is a than anything. Like they more so win despite Jalen Hurts than
I didn't look at it like they went in spite
in spite
Jalen
of him.
Hurts. I looked at it like he was saying Jalen Hurts is part of that wheel. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's part of that wheel that make that machine go. And up in Philly, because Jalen Hurts, if you look at his stats, you know what I mean, he didn't even throw for 4,000 yards last year. So, and I'm a big time Jalen Hurts fan. Really, I'm a really big time Jalen Hurts fan. But not putting him top 10, I won't go that far. I
Well,
mean,
top 10, when he say top 10 in the league,
yeah, he said he wouldn't put him top 10 in the league for a quarterback.
I would.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. But if you want to look at, because I know you said Cam said about individual stats, he would prefer, I guess his MVPs and his Rookie of the Year and his Heisman Trophy. He would take that before he would take team success. Only a player that's not playing anymore can say that. You know what I'm saying? No
you're
one that's
right.
still playing can say that, and that's across the board in any sport. No one can say I'm more concerned about getting mine, so to speak, than my team's winning. So retire and stuff, you can say that. I don't agree with that either.
There's one thing that Cam Newton doesn't have right now that Jalen has and Ryan Clark has, right? And that's the level of relevance. Cam was physically and what he did, like in 2015, the dude was Superman, right? He just forgot the cape in that final game, but that's neither here nor there, right? But now we're in 2025. What are people talking about? Ryan Clark's in the center of it all the time. He's in the media, and I mean he's his personality isn't a Stephen A. personality. His is just, hey, I've been there. I played the game. This is my thoughts. This is my opinions. And people go back and forth with him, right? And obviously Jalen's coming off Super Bowl MVP year, right? So this just smells like Cam just trying to do what he does now, which is I got a podcast. I gotta be in the mix somehow.
Yeah.
I just think Cam's statements are unfounded. And I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care if it's Tom Brady, Dan Marino, all the greats. your success is going to be a product of that team. I don't give a fuck who you are. So it's hypocritical in a sense. You understand what I'm saying? So to say I can't evaluate him, then you should be saying I can't evaluate no quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't say that about Lamar. He doesn't look at like Derrick Henry and all the shit that Baltimore had. He was singing Lamar's praises, right? He don't say that about Josh Allen and some of these other guys, but then he said about Jalen Hurts. I just think it's a hypocrisy and it's bogus, you know.
I think also I agree with you. I think that and the quarterbacks that he kind of held up are the quarterbacks who do have those individual accolades, right? Not the ones who had that team success. So in my opinion, he's trying to penalize it. He talked about the offensive line that he got. He talked about the receivers that the guy got. You know, you have to play with, like he had Terrell Owens. You know what I mean? So you have to take advantage of what you have when you have it. You just can't.
Who had Terrell Owens?
Wasn't Terrell Owens and not Terrell Owens. He had
Steve Smith.
Right, yeah, Steve Smith, my fault. He had Steve Smith, right? So but you still gotta play with like the ones. You don't get to make those excuses after it's all done. You gotta make do with what you have when you have it.
And I'm gonna tell Clayton, this is why he praised Lamar, and this is why he played dude in Buffalo. Because they did what he did. They won individual awards. You understand what I'm saying? They won individual awards. So he can praise them to say they're more in my mode. You know what I'm saying? They're more in my mode than Jalen was.
But check this. Go ahead. You're right, but check this. The only reason they won them awards because of statistics. And the statistics is predicated on your team. Also, Jalen Hurts finished second in the MVP voting one year. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, that's true. Let me see.
Yeah.
The Times says that Cam Newton still thinks about that fumble that he should have picked up in that Super Bowl. Whether it's laziness, I'm not.
No, he was scared.
Or brain freeze is always on his mind, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He had an opportunity to perform, you know, and he made mistakes. You know what I mean? Like I ain't mad at what Ryan Clark said, you know, because he didn't bring his cake when he was supposed to bring his cake, you know. And then if his team let him down, that's not on him. But he was the one who dropped the ball. It wasn't somebody else he threw a pass and somebody missed it. It was him.
As far as Ryan Clark goes, he was out of bounds too.
Oh, and I'm gonna tell you, what you thought was out of bounds about what Ryan Clark said?
He went personal. So all Cam said was he tiptoeing around it instead of saying it. Then Ryan said, "Oh, he won't want me to tiptoe. Let me go in," and he started taking shots at Cam. Cam was just evaluating. To me, Cam wasn't even knocking Jalen. He was just saying it's hard for me to assess this guy with so much elite stuff around him. And he's making a football observation, and he's critiquing. Ryan Clark, soon as somebody make a point against him, he goes personal. He's still an egomaniac.
Well,
every time.
All right,
every time he does that every time, right?
RG3.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. I think. Wait, tell me.
And you ain't gotta agree with Cam, but have a debate about what Cam said. Don't start taking personal shots. You know what I mean? You debate what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? You don't. You know what I mean? Start taking personal shots, man.
Yep.
So what was a personal shot though? I thought that when he said, you know, what was a personal shot?
He didn't bring his cake. He didn't jump on the phone. He started evaluating Cam's career as opposed to talking about Jalen Hurts and why Jalen Hurts is elite.
Right. He started saying, well, you know, when Cam had that bad Super Bowl and things like that, or whatever. He started talking about that. Yeah. And like Cam said, man, you know what I mean, debate me on the facts. You know what I mean? Whatever. And nobody's gonna let Cam forget that he ain't jump on that fumble. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna let. But when Cam done did it, man. Cam done won a national championship in college, won a Heisman, won Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, MVP, finished Super Bowl. I mean, it ain't, you know what I mean? It ain't like his resume look like mine. You know,
yeah, exactly.
like mine, so you know, he qualified to speak on some things, man. You know, they always want to say act like he's not.
Most touchdowns of a quarterback.
Say again, I ain't hear Jim.
Most rushing TDs by a quarterback.
Exactly, that's another thing, right? So you know they act like this dude is chopped liver, and then when they go at him, like Clayton said, they want to take everything personal. You know what I mean? So this is the point where I think Mike used the term hypocrite not too long ago. But this is what I say when they talk about rings do matter, rings don't matter. It always is how you want to make your argument. If you want to present an argument, you can say, oh, you ain't win. But then you want to do it the other way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're not a team player. Things like that. They did that on Gil's Arena when they all was getting on, I can't think of his name, that won the championship. But he they call him Swaggy P. I don't know his record. I don't know what's the name.
I know it's Nick something. Yeah.
And they want to. He said he won, but then they want to say, "Oh man, you was along for the ride." You know what I'm saying? You was in the back of the bus, whatever the point. And the dude Kenyon Martin say, "Man, I was a star of the team." And what's they say? Well, that's why y'all lost. You know what I mean? That was funny as hell when he said that, man. He said, I was a star. He's like, yeah, that's why y'all lost. But then they say, well, Nick, he won. He got a championship. Oh, man. So it's always like, well, you got to win a certain way for someone to respect. You understand what I'm saying?
So, all right. So that leads me into the statement I said. Well, Cam Newton, he said that he would prefer individual accolades over team accolades because he said you can't control like how your team, like your team performance. You can only control your performance, right? And so he, you know what I mean? People he kind of took some, some flack for saying that. But everything he said really just backs up that statement too, because he more so into like the individual accolades over the team accolades.
Well, I just don't see in football where you separate the two. I just can't see how you do it.
Because I'm gonna say this, Clay, because it's offense, defense, special teams. He only can affect offense. So if he go out there and score every time he touched the ball, but the defense gives up touchdowns every time they out there, he can say, well, man, I couldn't control that. You know what I'm saying?
But check this, Tom. He don't score touchdowns if the line ain't blocking, if I just don't understand in football how you can separate my individual accomplishment from my team. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
That's true.
It is hard. It is hard.
I think that's different than you're 100% right, and that if I'm doing my job, that's what I need to worry about.
Yeah.
But if someone asks me, hey, at the end of the day, what would you rather have? Now that's a little bit different. Yeah. That's a little bit different conversation.
Yeah.
Because we done heard it from, not to cut you off, Jim, my mistake, but we done heard it from Robert Ory. Robert Ory has said at one time or another that he would trade in his 7 championships to be a Hall of Fame. He said that. So you know what I mean? Like you said, you got both perspectives. You got some people who never won, and you know what I mean, like a Charles Barkley, like a Patrick Ewing, like a Karl Malone, and so on and so forth. Allen Iverson. You ask them, would you trade your career for a championship?
And they say, yeah.
Yeah, some will say yes, some
say no.
You know what I'm saying? So like I say, you're getting both sides of it.
And let me say this too, fellas, that you striving for those individual accomplishments ultimately is helping your team.
Yeah. Well, some people think that it is. Some people think that it depends on what you bring to the team. Like the thing is, sometimes what you bring to the team or what your specialty is not what the team need in order for them to be successful.
Yeah, that's
why.
good.
That's why you have coaches there. You know what I mean? That's why you have coaches there who can, you know, they try to get you to do other things for the team. You know, like, you know, sometimes, yeah, you need somebody to manage that or help you manage that. Because yeah, you could be selfish to a point where it hurt the team.
What was Cam's strength? I'm sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was just going to add on to that there's a fine line, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that line's at, but I do see it when someone goes over it, like Shedeur Sanders.
So, hey, man, that dude on the ESPYs, I just saw his monologue last night. Man, when he said Shedeur ain't getting this jersey retired because of nepotism, he getting it because he went 13 or something and almost won the Alamo. Dog, that was fun. Yeah. Even Lamar put his head down. He was laughing. He didn't want to. He was laughing. That was cold.
But he didn't want to laugh.
He couldn't help it. That was fun. But if you look at Cam, his strength is his legs and running, right? More than anything, right? Mm-hmm. And I would say in football, teams that play defense and run and control the clock, that's a huge asset, a huge one. Yeah. So if he want to go out there and try to be score the most touchdowns any quarterback in history or run for the most yards, I can't see that being a detriment to his team at all.
Well, let me say this, guy. I think Tom make a good point, right?
Okay.
All right. Tom says Tom Brady is the biggest game manager out of all quarterbacks. He threw, you know, to the highest average yards in the Super Bowl, which was I don't know, and some things yards. Look it up. Let me see. Game manager 101, right? And so. Yeah. All right, so if Tom Brady was the best time manager or the best game manager, as a coach, that's what you want. You want somebody who's going to throw it into the tight pockets when it's appropriate. Somebody who's going to bring the ball back down when it's appropriate. Somebody who's going to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Somebody who's going to throw the ball out of bounds when it's appropriate, right?
Yeah.
So it's not all about like being like a Brett Favre, like. You are a gunslinger. That's you. You're a gunslinger in every situation. You know what I mean? When you should take a sack, you slinging it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you know, so yeah. I mean, you know, I agree with Tom when he said that. Like Tom Brady was, in my opinion, and then what he got? Like 7 Super Bowls to back it up. 7 Super Bowls to back it up. You know, yeah. So yeah, he was the best time manager.
Game manager.
I'm sorry, game manager.
Yeah, no, that's real. And he managed the clock well too. Did that too.
Yeah. So that's what you need, though. You know, somebody who can manage the game and do what's right in every situation. You know, you almost got to be perfect. You know what I mean? There's so much that can go wrong.
Yeah. Fellas, let me get out of here, man. I think my truck ready, man. I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Respect.
Yeah.
You Tunk?
Yeah, man. So yeah, I just think that I don't really have a problem with what Ryan Clark said though, because I think like once you hit somebody, you know, you can't control like how hard they hit you. I just think that, you know, and his pass, you can't like, because his pass, that's part of the reason why he has the stance of what he feel the way he did, because of the things that he experienced and the things that he has seen. Let me see. Cam has always. Yeah, and so Retro said that Cam has always been a hot shot, right? And yeah, I didn't have a problem with what Ryan said. I think Ryan Clark caught so much backlash. Well, both of them caught so much backlash that, you know, they both just issued apologies and stuff like that. You know, but I ain't really.
I don't think Cam should have caught no backlash. I still don't think he said anything wrong about Jalen Hurts. He just gave his opinion.
Yeah.
And then he let it be known about Ryan Clark. Them dudes ain't on my level. He
Yeah.
don't care about that Super Bowl Ryan got. He ain't on my level. And he had a point. Dude was undrafted, you know. He had a point, you know.
Well, I don't. How can he say that they not on his level though?
Because they wasn't. Ryan Clark wasn't. He was on a great team. He contributed to a great Steelers team. He wasn't on Cam Newton level at all as a player. Not at all. MVP, Rookie of the Year. He wasn't on that level.
Yeah, yeah.
Ryan was a great player. I mean, he was a solid player. I'm not taking nothing from him.
Yeah,
but he wasn't on Cam Newton level.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's why he feel the way he feel about individual accolades and individual accomplishments. You know what I mean? Because and I'm not even knocking that. So because I mean, like you say, he was a great ball player. You can't take away you can't take away from the fact that he was a great ball player. So it is what it is. So Tom says, let me give you a perfect example how Cam Newton is. He likes every woman in the WNBA acting towards Caitlin Clark because every single woman in the WNBA wants to be recognized individually. Okay. So yeah, and I mean,
let's see.
Only thing I had to say about, I just think that the women in the WNBA just really need to have like one voice, get on the same accord. Because when you think about the other side, like what owner is coming out and saying anything publicly about these these agreements that's going on? You know what I mean? They have somebody who's speaking on their behalf, and that's it. But everybody, everybody on every WNBA team has something to add to what's going on with these negotiations and how they feel about the negotiations.
Well, in fairness to the ladies, after every game, before every game, they're being interviewed and they're asking them. The owners aren't being interviewed.
Well, and true, but like, do you like you can like they can get you can have like a generic
Sure,
response.
you can. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because
they know you are in the public. You're going to get asked this and you're going to get asked that in the public. And so every time it's just like everybody got their own platform.
But if you listen to the two that's really talking, like Nafisha Collier and Aguma K, to me they're saying the right things.
Yeah,
they are. The other players don't have a clue. They just.
That's who I'm not talking about Nafisa. I'm not talking about Gay. I'm not talking about Stewie from in New York. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about people, who
I just don't think it's hurting the negotiations. I don't think it's hurting or helping them. I just don't think it's having an effect.
When Angel says, well, maybe we need to sit out, I think that was putting the cart before the horse.
But she got that from somewhere. She got that from the WNBA union. She got that from the union. Because before she said that, I heard Stewie and I heard somebody else say, we're prepared for a lockout if it comes to that. I've heard them say that as well.
Yeah.
I did hear them say that. So
yeah, and again, it comes back to how that message is going to be presented, right?
Yeah.
And if I think it was a little bit of a misstep for her to kind of couch it as, well, they need to pay us what they owe us, or we're going to walk. Okay, I think that's more of an offensive approach as opposed to, hey, we defensively we've got options in our bag if they're going to be hardline about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's ways that common messaging needs to be taken out in all the conversations, right? So they got to organize and be kind of on the same page and have the talking points kind of set up. Otherwise, it feels, to your point, Mike, it feels like chaos because everyone's not on the same page.
Yeah, and I think it then you have public perception, right? So you know, like public perception do feed into it, and like I said earlier, you have fans more so or on the and it's starting to sway, but fans at the beginning was more so on the owner side than they was at WNBA, the player side, because they was like, well, we're not making any profit, y'all not making any profit.
Right.
How can you ask for a raise when y'all not making any profit, right? And then so when different things come out about it, about the the agreements and stuff like that, and so I don't know. I think the way that they present things to the public, I think will help them. So, retro hairstylist says lockout or strike. What do you guys think? Like which one is more likely, a lockout or a strike?
I think a strike is heck of a lot more likely than a lockout.
You do? I would. You know why I would agree that a strike is more likely? Is because these young ladies continue to drop the ball, man, at every I don't think, first of all, I don't think a strike or a lockout would benefit either one, right?
No.
Because you got the WNBA who's starting to, they expanding, popularity is growing. That's good for both. Like why would you want to interrupt that rhythm or that upswing that you're getting with a strike or a lockout? So, but I just see like the young ladies some kind of way,
I think there's too many win-win scenarios in the new contract, so I think they'll work it out. Comparing that to some of the men's leagues and the lockouts and the strikes that have happened in the past, those things happen when it's just too one-sided, right? And I think there's too many win-win scenarios in this for them to end up not having a season next year.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Yeah, the only way I could see a work stoppage, I don't see a work stoppage happening, but it would have to come via strike. I don't think the owners, with all this new potential, is going to lock them out. They're going to try to agree on something. But if it's going to be a stoppage, it's going to be the players saying, no, we don't accept that. And striking against it. But I don't see it happening at all. I don't.
Yeah. And so Buru says that I think the players are going to get a bunch of the things that they want in this contract. I think so. I think they're going to get a lot of what they want in this contract. I do, because of like the league is growing. It's a lot of popularity and everything out there for them. So yeah, I think they're going to get. Let me see. Caitlin Clark not in the middle of it. Let me see. She has enough to deal with either way, but I doubt it's going to affect her.
I disagree with that. Everybody keeps looking at her money and her endorsements. This little girl dreams of basketball. She loves basketball. To not be able to play hurts her. It ain't about money. So it will have an effect on her. This girl loves basketball. She loves it. People always start thinking about money, man. I get it, but no, it affect her. This is why she's trying to be in solidarity with them. She don't want to put herself bigger than the league. She tries to stay, conform to that. She loves this league, man. No matter how the fans feel, and we get upset to see her getting beat up and everything, she loves this league. She might got her personal stuff going on. She loves this league. This league gave her a dream, and now she's living that dream. Take that dream away, Mike. Take your dream away. Jim, take your dream away. What do you have left? You're gonna become depressed.
Yeah. I agree with that. Caitlin is responsible for 26% of the revenue. That's a hefty amount there, Jack. 26%
for one player. It is.
That's a lot, yo. Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah.
Let me see what Time says here. He says, retro, if you had a beauty salon and the beauty salon wasn't making that much money, but you had some dope female hairstylists in there, and they want more money if the business was not making a profit. How? So yeah. I mean, I don't know. All right, so I gave an example last week of, like, say if I put on a comedy show and I wanted to hire some comedians, right? And the comedians told me each one of the comedians cost like $1,000. That don't have anything to do with my profit. You know what I mean? That's the cost of doing business. So that's that's the cost of doing business. And that's how that, once it got broken down to me like that, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So that's the cost of doing business. I can't say, well, only 2 people showed up to my show, I can't pay y'all, because business just don't work like that.
Look, when people make a manufacturing product, they got to pay for materials, right? And the materials have a cost on them. And regardless if your business made money or not, if the cost of the materials go up, if you see potential in your business, you got to make a decision whether you're going to pay that increase or not.
That's it. And that's basically what this situation is.
Yeah. Oh, man. She made that statement to what I said.
What?
She thinks Caitlin's dream turned into a nightmare. That's why she looks sad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I disagree, Retro. I watched it overnight. Jump up off the bench, still engaging with her sisters. So I don't know. I know when she first re-injured it, she was crying, but I think she's gotten past. I think she got some good news when she got further imaging done. So I think she's a little bit more upbeat now. But yeah, that was cute though. She said it turned into a nightmare.
Yeah. But I think it's her dream. And I think that, like, that just go to show that, like, people just, you know what I mean? People, we need each other, though, you know what I mean? So, and we social creatures. So no matter what's going on, whether some people might say that they don't want to put up with this or put up with that, it's just like people just need each other. Even though sometimes it may not be the best situation, or I ain't gonna say the best or the ideal situation, people are just, they'll deal with that then rather than to isolate themselves. What it says, I agree. We all hate to see her dream taken away from her. We all want what's best for her, right? And so, yeah. Now, as far as the WNBA is concerned, though, do y'all think it'll continue to grow in popularity, or do y'all think that, like, it's reached its peak?
I think the momentum is there. I mean, and the new players that are coming in are gaining attention and are bringing fans with them. So, and we've talked about it before about what's in the pipeline. You still got Juju that can come in, and people are excited about the product that is on its way. And you got that young girl down in Texas.
Aaliyah Chavez.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, so I think there's still momentum. I think there's and I think the $2.2 billion contract, all the merchandising opportunities that are coming, I think people see the potential in where this is heading and trending.
And also what's going to keep it growing is Caitlin's story. It's being written. So people are going to follow that story as it unfolds, and it's going to gather more people too as her story is being written. That's what happened with Jordan. As his story got written, he brought in a whole bunch with him, but then he went through the trials, tribulations, the story get written. It just grew and grew and grew. And then you got these other players coming in. So yeah, I definitely think it's going to continue to expand.
Yeah, I think it's going to continue to grow. I think, like, in popularity and stuff like that. I think a big part of it, though, is going to be, like, the way they market the league. You know what I mean? Like these TV deals and stuff like that. I think that's going to help it. you know, if they take advantage and don't put them back on the Lifetime or We TV.
They got a contract, Mike. 10-year contract. They ain't going back on Lifetime.
They're not going back on We TV or Lifetime.
No, they not. They got that contract now. No.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't put them back on."
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
man. Yeah. Let me ask y'all a question. What y'all think about fans coming after Candace Parker, saying Angel Reese was on a C tier, C level? Y'all hear that? Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I did not know. What did Candace say? She's C level?
They asked her to rank the players per tiers, you know, level A, B, you know, and she put Angel Reese on a C level and said she's great at her role. And all she said was offensive rebound. And fans are coming after Candace for that. You know how the fans are.
I think like those two fan bases, the Angel Reese fan base and the Caitlin Clark fan base, you gotta be careful how you you know how you speak about them, right? And with you know, because there's just so many different layers to that, you know. Yeah, you got.
But do you agree with her where she ranked Angel?
What, like is she a C level player?
Yeah.
I think she's an elite rebounder. I think she limited offensively. Yeah, I don't think, and then see, I don't think Angel is on the level with like with Caitlin Clark or you know some of the other like the young ladies who score, but that's just not her job in my opinion. I just think that if she maximized her role, she could be on those levels, just like Dennis Rodman. Like Dennis Rodman didn't do what Michael Jordan did, right? But he was important to whatever team he was on, you know. So you know, so she don't have to be what Caitlin Clark is, but if she be an elite rebounder and a defender, she'd be just like Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I said it at the beginning of the season. She really needs to work on her game and not be the social media star. I mean, be a social media star if that's what you want to be. But don't, I mean, that whole thing about her working on her game and some of the weird videos that she put out doing some really rudimentary stuff, like she was really, you know, doing something. It's like that just feels like social media. It's just like just go in the lab, better yourself, and I think she's marginally better than she was last year.
She is better. I
mean, she's improving. I think she'll have a career in the WNBA. And if her role is to be the Dennis Rodman of the WNBA, you know, that's not a bad thing. I mean, look at Dennis's career, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as she's getting better, I mean, she's not a bad basketball player. But she's got more room for improvement, and she's got to, you know, I'm not a social media guy, so I don't really care about the social media side of it.
Yeah, I just think that, but see, like even with like your answer right there, though, Jim, I thought your answer was like, I agree with it, but like if you don't say certain things, like if you don't try to put her on a certain level, I mean, your answer was right, but if you don't try to put her on a certain level, then you know the fans gonna come at you because they feel like, just like with Candace, that you are sliding her when you don't put her on a certain level.
That's why I said it here, because I know this is a safe space.
Yeah, man. So yeah, let me see. Retro Hairstylist says that Angel fans are keyboard warriors, not in the stands and buying tickets and merch, right? And so I think that it probably is a lot of truth to that, right? Because like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I just think that like women just are not really supporting the league as they as much as men do, you know. And so maybe her fans are, you know, mostly or a lot of keyboard warriors, people who are gonna come at you like when you don't
Yeah.
You know, you go off code, then they're gonna come after you. Let me see.
Bunch of casuals.
Yeah, let me see. Tom said my football dreams were demolished. Now I'm a food service director. OG. Let me see. Life be life in the world
Yes.
and is not going to wait on you, especially time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
man, absolutely.
Yeah.
Time. I wanted to be a basketball player, man, but I
Yep.
didn't realize those goals. You know what I mean? You got,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if they wasn't basketball wasn't keeping no lights on. So
Yep.
yeah, you gotta, you know, especially when you only limits that you have are the limitations that you place on yourself. So if you think that that's all you made to be is a football player or a basketball
Mm-hmm.
player, you know, and
Yep.
you know, Clayton, with the neighborhood we grew up in, we see guys who we 55, 56, 50 guys still playing basketball and
Yeah.
signing up for leagues and getting hip and hip replacements and knee, you know, I ain't want to
Mm-hmm.
go through all that.
Right.
You know, I'm like, man, you know, nah, basketball never paid a bill.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
And
man.
one thing I wanted to add to that statement, though, when I said that, like, what do you have? You have your dream. But I will say that your talents, right? Even if you have a talent for basketball or something like that, those things can translate into other things
Mm-hmm.
where these things come natural to you. And then you'll find another path that fits perfectly with some of those attributes you had for the sports stuff. So, you know, that's another aspect to it. So I didn't want to make it seem like if you can't have this one thing, you're done. But these
Right.
things do translate. You'll find your lane at some point.
Oh
You know, as
yeah.
long as you surrender to your natural capabilities and talents. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to put that out there. Yeah.
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
can't be
Yeah.
yeah, it's
That's
more than
real.
one way, man. You know,
Yeah. That's
some
real.
people just find, you know, some people go into coaching or
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
do things like, you know, become instructors or fitness, you know what I mean? Like teach
Yeah.
people how to play the game.
But even the discipline required to be to be an athlete, you
Mm-hmm.
take that into any part of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what, you know, that helps me. And I'm an entrepreneur. So everything I learned from like the discipline and teamwork and all those lessons transfer from sports over into different aspects of life. That's true. Yeah, man. So yeah, let me see. Now, what do y'all think about this thing with Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant? Like Tracy McGrady saying that, you know, had he played, you know, he'd have been able to, if he'd have had the same teammates and stuff that Kobe had, he would have been able to win some rings and stuff like that. Like, how do y'all feel about those statements?
Yeah.
If well, this goes back to the conversation with Robert Horry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's great, T-Mac. I mean, if I had the right teammates, I could have sat on the bench and won championships. What's the point? What are we trying to do here?
Yeah. I don't get those statements either because, well, how tall is Tracy McGrady? What, he's 6'9", 6'10"?
He was up there.
Yeah,
Six
so
something.
that's just like one of us saying that if I was 6'9" or 6'10", you know what I mean, or if I had Tracy McGrady's physical abilities, I would have been league MVP or you know what I mean, or I would have been in the pros too. You know, it just don't count. You know what I mean? You got to make the best of what you have, you know, and you just can't say ifs and all that other stuff. So to me, it just was a non-argument.
Well, he wasn't making the point. He was making the point to Steven and them, trying to separate players that don't have ring and dismiss their greatness. And he was pretty much saying, it's not fair to do that when I'm not a GM and I didn't have the opportunity to play on some of these teams that others played on.
Okay.
So that's why he replaced himself with Kobe, not to slight Kobe. He was saying, you put me in that lineup with Shaq and them, you don't think we win? That's what he was pretty much saying.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with him on that.
Now that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, that's just like Barry Sanders saying, well, you put me in Dallas. You know, what he did, what Barry Sanders did in Detroit was good enough for Detroit, for football fans. So Barry Sanders don't have to come out and say, man, if you put me in Dallas, you take Emmitt Smith out. Of course, you know what I mean? I don't know. People might have thought that Barry Sanders would have did better in Dallas than Emmitt Smith. But you don't have to say that. All you have to do is go on what you accomplished, because that's all you can really control is what you do.
But he was trying to make the point to dismiss this idea that rings make you great. That's what he was doing. He wasn't bragging on himself. He was saying we need to stop this bullshit about this person got this many rings and they great, and those that don't, not. That's the point he was trying to make. He wasn't trying to knock anything. He wasn't bragging on himself. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think he was bragging either. I just thought that was unnecessary for him to put himself in Kobe's shoes, saying that if he was in Kobe's shoes, he could have did the same thing Kobe did. And now you start a whole nother debate because people say, well, you didn't have Kobe's mentality.
He didn't say he would have did the same thing Kobe did. He said the Lakers still would have won championships. That's what he said.
That's the same thing Kobe did.
No, he wouldn't have did the same. He wouldn't have did the same thing Kobe did.
Yeah.
They won championships with Kobe doing certain things. They would have won championships with McGrady doing different things. He wouldn't have did the same thing Kobe did because he ain't Kobe.
Yeah. So that's my argument. He should not have even put himself in that position. Let me see what my man Tom said. T-Mac is thinking individually, and he's thinking about the stats what he can do in the NBA instead of being on a team. So I don't believe he would have won a championship.
See, and I don't think that's fair to T-Mac, because I don't think T-Mac was thinking individually or anything like that. T-Mac just said, I wasn't on a team that was championship caliber. He didn't. You don't control that when you're getting drafted and you're getting picked up. So I think that's an unfair statement toward T-Mac. I don't think T-Mac thinks like that.
But T-Mac put himself in that position to even make that statement, though.
He put himself in that position to make a point. How can you knock a person for not having a title?
Yeah,
that's the point he was making.
T-Mac was always a great ball player, but he was never Kobe Bryant, in my opinion.
He didn't say he was.
But I didn't say he said that. I said, in my opinion, I don't consider him up there with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
he's not.
I think if we're talking about the ring culture, he's making a good point.
That's what he's saying. That's it.
So what's the point? What's the point, Jim? He making a good. What point is he making?
I think the point that he's making is you can't use championships alone to say what is an elite Hall of Fame top tier player.
That's it.
See, I think that even though T-Mac don't have no rings, I just think he's a great ball player. I think he's a great ball player. His cousin, what's his cousin? Vince Carter. I thought Vince Carter was another great ball player.
Oh, yeah.
But if you swap either one of those guys out for Kobe, I don't think they should put themselves in a position where say, well, if you put me with Shaq, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. You know, so you open yourself up to certain arguments.
So if you think, so you think if T-Mac was on that team that the Lakers had, no Kobe, he on that team. We're not talking about what he would have did. Do you think the Lakers win titles?
I'm gonna do what T-Mac should have did. I don't know, because I wasn't with Shaq, but I do know that I played with Yao Ming, and I did what I did when I played with Yao Ming. That's all he can go on. You talking about hypothetical? When you open that door for hypotheticals, then this is what you can't say, well, don't get personal or don't carry it to this level. Once you put yourself in that arena, then it's, all bets is off.
He ain't talking about playing with just Shaq, one player.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying,
when McGrady played with Yao Ming, when he played with Yao Ming, they didn't have the team the Lakers had.
I agree with that. He probably didn't. All we can go on is based on what he did and what he showed when he played with. That's it. But
All
when you're
right,
talking
so
hypotheticals, you just open up so many different doors, and that's a rabbit hole.
all right, I'm gonna say this. Right? I think Kobe averaged about when they had that championship run the first time with Shaq and 3 rings. I think Kobe averaged about 20-something points a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think T-Mac averaged 20-something points a game. All I'm saying is with that team, you insert him into the lineup, I think they still win championships. No, he don't do what Kobe did, but I think he still has the same production that he's had his whole career. His average is his average because that's what he's going to round up being, and that's the type of production he's going to put out most of the time.
I don't know. I don't know. It didn't happen, so I don't know. All I can go by is what he did when he was with Yao Ming. That's it.
Yao Ming is the only. Okay. All right. What kind of team did they have, Mike, when he was in Houston?
I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, then you'll have people like Gilbert Arenas might say the same thing. You know, if you take me out and you put Kobe in, or now what's the name? Bradley Beal could say, you take me out. If, you know what I mean? You take Kobe out and put me in. I would have 3 rings if I played with Shaq. Anybody could have. I don't think it worked like that when you're talking hypotheticals. Let me see. Tom says that I believe we have this ring chase and these great players. I mean, all this stuff is because of Stephen A. Smith and these whack ass writers in sports media try to get under the skin of the players. And that's why I said, like, these hypothetical situations, like certain people don't even they don't even answer hypotheticals. They don't even speak in hypotheticals because it's a rabbit hole that somebody can lead you down into, whereas though, you know, it's a never-ending rabbit hole.
You can truly make an evaluation on some things. That don't mean it's going to be an absolute. And you got a guy like Tracy McGrady. I think he averaged like 28 points a game. I just feel like that Laker team they had, if he's on that team with that kind of production, he don't even need to average 28. With that kind of production, I just think they win titles. That's just, I mean, you know, and I don't think he was doing hypotheticals in terms of what I would have been and this, that, and the other. He was making a point to dismiss this bullshit about rings make you elite. That's all. And I think he had a fair statement. That's it.
Yeah, like I said, then I would put Gilbert Arenas on there with Shaq. Then
Gilbert was on the show with him, trying to co-sign
it. Yeah, I'm just saying I would put Gilbert Arenas on. I say Gilbert Arenas could have 3 rings if he'd have played with Shaq. Or
not playing with Shaq. That Laker team.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They was loaded. They was stacked.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Put Gilbert Arenas on that team, or put Bradley Beal on that team.
And then you had Phil Jackson coaching. I think they would have still won titles.
Yeah.
Because of the production. Yes.
Let me see. Tom says, do y'all know that it's not the players that talk about the rings, it's the sports media people.
Yes. Yes, Tom. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, now he says, Tom says, let me see about only person that can be Penny Hardaway. Imagine if Mitch Richmond said that Paul Pierce has already said that if he had played with Shaq, he would have won more. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's that rabbit hole. A lot of people say, you know, if I had to play with Shaq and those Lakers, you know.
And I agree with it. Like I agree with Paul Pierce. If he'd have played on that team, anybody averaging in their 20s, any all-star, if you put him in there, that's not taking nothing from Kobe. Kobe was different. His mentality was what it was. That's why he was able to go on to win 2 more after this team got reassembled. But if you put him on that first 3 championship run, all of all-stars would have won a title.
Well, what about all right, so what about the team that he had after with Paul Gasol? Now, would they, do you think hypothetically they'd had the same success with Paul Gasol and that team?
I don't think so. Kobe was different. I'm not saying. That's why I said. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never put T-Mac on Kobe. I wasn't saying that, and he wasn't even saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say Kobe was different, and so you know. Let me see. People can say Caitlin wanted to go to UConn and Gino didn't want her. That's a bold-faced lie. She wanted to go to Notre Dame, and Lisa Blue had a conversation with her, and the rest is history. I thought that she wanted to go to she didn't want to go to UConn.
No. She just wanted Gino to want her. But she always had her sights on Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That was what she wanted. That was her dream school, Notre Dame. Yes. But everybody likes to be courted, Mike. That shit feel good.
Yeah, I thought she wanted to go to UConn.
She didn't want to go to UConn. Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah. Yeah. I like retro hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her.
Don Stanley still crying over Iowa beating her. Yeah.
I don't know. She got championships and everything. If she is, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because Dawn Staley is established. She's well accomplished. Yeah. So one loss, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I know she wanted it for them girls, though. She said, I really wanted it for them girls. But that's just how basketball goes. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
she said, now you know. Oh, she a true Indiana Fever fan. Hey, Mike, ask Retro if they move off Caitlin, will she still be a Fever fan? Oh, man.
I mean, like, how much more? How many more games is Caitlin gonna be out?
They ain't got no timetable for it now. Yep, and that's good. But I think they got some good news. But to be honest with you, man, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
like I said,
play the long game.
I shut it down. Yeah,
play the long game.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I think it goes back to her balking up during the off season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That she would follow Caitlin.
Facts. Yeah. I feel on that.
Let's see. Dawn said it in an interview. She said the girls, but that was Dawn's pride that got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, they all want to win. Everybody wants to win. And if it doesn't hurt when you lose, then why are you doing it?
Yeah, you don't really care. You don't really care. Yeah. Any games coming on?
Let me check.
Tomorrow is we got the Fever in Chicago. So you know, I'm sure. But I checked, and that one's. I don't see that one is going to be a broadcast game.
You sure?
I don't think it is. I'm gonna have to watch that on the WNBA ticket.
Yeah.
You got some games tonight, Mike.
Oh yeah.
You got the Sparks and Liberty tonight at 7.
Okay,
I don't know what it's going to be on, but then the rest of the games is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Cameron Brink's still not back, right?
Yeah, she ain't been back. No.
Yeah. Let me see. Kent Carlson said CDS debunked about this bulk of stuff. Suggest you check it out.
Say that again.
CBS debunked about this bulking up stuff. Suggest you check it out.
Well, CBS can debunk all they want, but when you add weight to your frame, it's going to alter your mechanics. I don't, you know. So I don't know what CDS is, what they coming from, or what angle they coming from, but you can't put on muscle too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta do some other things when you're putting on that muscle. You gotta train the body to handle the muscle. You gotta train the body to, you know, to stop and start sideways, this way, lateral, things of this nature. Now, I'm not saying it's solely because she bulked up, but she did it fast, and I'm not sure she went through the whole process that she needed to go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, CBS
So,
Sports. He said CBS Sports.
yeah.
Let me see. Tom said, I believe Kobe's mentality never changed, but once he got rid of Shaq, then you see the real cold-blooded Kobe, because Kobe thought he could win a championship by himself.
Yes.
I agree with that. Kobe, you know what I mean? And then when he did it without Shaq, he did it with Paul Gasol and those guys, man. It just proved that Kobe was different.
Mm-hmm.
He just was different.
Right. You can and you can say, and so I say Kobe is elite. It ain't because of them championships. You watch how he play, he's elite. You understand what I'm saying? So some people you can see that that's next level, you know. I just don't like that narrative, like, you know.
Yeah, but like you said, when Kobe, that's why Kobe, he wasn't mad when Shaq left. You know what I mean? Because he took that challenge. He took that challenge. Like, and when have you ever seen another player like lose somebody like a Shaq? Not only did he win one ring after, he won 2 rings after Shaq. So
but Shaq struck first though.
Yeah.
Went to Miami and won, and he said, "Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes." Remember he made that video?
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that.
Yeah, tell me how my ass tastes, Kobe. Oh Lord,
yes. And Tom said, "OG, I'm telling you right now, if Indiana loses Caitlin, I'm going to wherever Caitlin goes."
Yeah.
I don't think she going nowhere though. I don't think.
It was just a hypothetical thing.
Yeah, man. I don't think she going nowhere. But I wanted to ask y'all about, what do y'all think about Jeff Teague and his statement about LeBron James on steroids?
Come on, bro.
You know, and so Jeff Teague took a lot of flack for saying that LeBron James was on steroids. Then he kind of backed off a little bit and said,
somebody got to him. But I like the statement that he made. When they started testing for HGH, LeBron sat out, avoided the test, and came back skinny. Showed a picture of him. You know, I've been saying that for eons. You know, even the greatest player of all time, I think, took human growth hormones to explain his height, how tall he got. So but I'm gonna say this: Derrick Rose made a statement. Somebody interviewed Derrick Rose a while ago about PEDs in the NBA. And he said they need to level the playing field. It was a lot of PED use happening in the NBA. Derrick Rose made that statement. Yeah.
So, like, how do y'all feel about like steroid use though? Do y'all think like they should be able to use it, but like it got to be like monitored by like health, like NBA officials and stuff like that?
No, I mean, my thing is, if everybody's using it, then fine. But if only some, you cheating.
Yeah.
You know, that's how the Olympics do, right? They don't want you to have an unfair advantage, right?
Yeah. Somebody said that it's fair. No, they said it's fair, but it's on a different level. Like the guy, who was the guy who beat Carl Lewis? What's his name? Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
So he said that, you know, like a lot of those sprinters was on something. But you know, And then so like they said, like I think it was like 9 out of 11 of those guys who ran in those Olympics eventually like ran into like drug testing issues as far as like failing those tests.
Yeah.
So they said it's just on a different level than what like the public really know about.
Yeah, I could believe it.
That's in all of those elite. I mean, the who was the dude that won the Tour de France like 7 times, right? Armstrong.
Yeah, Neil. I gotta call him Neil Armstrong. What's his name?
Yeah.
Lance Armstrong. Yeah.
Lance.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that everyone whispered about, and everyone's like, no, this is. And as it turns out, that entire sport was nothing but the rabbit chase of am I going to get caught? But everyone was doing it.
Everybody was doing it. Yeah,
everyone was doing it. It was just how good are we at sliding by the rules and the testing and that's that was. And I think there's a lot of that going on in professional sports. When you've got the amount of money that's involved, you're going to try to take every advantage you can, as long as you're slipping through the cracks and not getting caught. And if there's a risk involved, you're going to take it because there's money, big money involved.
And I'm going to tell you, hard as some of these guys get hard-wise, it's almost impossible to get that hard without injecting or putting something in your bloodstream.
Yeah. I look back at Bo, and I still have to say, man, that cat was nothing but just raw power. And I hope Bo Jackson. I hope he wasn't on PEDs. I mean, I saw a picture of him standing next to the Big Hurt when he played when he was still playing baseball with Chicago, and those dudes are massive, huge.
I like Big Hurt,
and
I like Bo. I think both of those jokers was. I think both of those guys was indulgent.
And don't get me wrong, there's a lot there genetically.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they still on another level genetically in the training and everything. But I'm just saying, to the extent when you start on that level and the wear and tear and every day and how fast the game is going and how the impact, man, come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
The body just ain't made to take that kind of punishment.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Let me see. Town said Michael Jordan's trainer was more worried about Michael bulking up and losing his quickness and speed. Let me see. He had ankle trouble and I believe feet trouble, so they worked on his quickness and his, with his bulk. Yeah. I mean, it's a balance. It's definitely a balance. Like when you don't want to go up too heavy, especially if you playing basketball. Baseball probably a little bit different. I don't know.
Man. You got to be careful because your body genetically is made a certain way, and everything works in conjunction. And then when you start altering that, it's going to affect the mechanics of your body. So you gotta work it. You gotta do it in a certain way to balance everything out. You got to bring everything along.
Yeah, and so Kent says Town, we know that female and male anatomy are very different. That's true. So
Thank God.
Got that right, Jim. Say it again, boy. Yes.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, like, if LeBron not the only one in the league using steroids, and which he probably not, to me, do y'all think it gave LeBron an unfair advantage though?
I mean, yes and no. Yes, it gives all these elite athletes, it magnifies their God-given abilities, right? And so it gives them an advantage to get to where they're at. But I mean, I think they're all doing it to an extent, right?
Yep.
And some guys may not have to do it as much because they're role players and they're right. They just need to be able to do what they can do best. But I mean, these guys are just natural crazy freaks physically.
Yeah.
And with the amount of money that's involved in these sports, and that they are a product, they're going to try to find ways to be the best product that they can be.
Yeah. I will say it gives the modern day athlete advantage over the athlete of the past.
Oh yeah,
because technology is always improving. So now you're spending money like that. So whereas though LeBron can still be playing at this level at 42 years old, where some of the other stuff guys may have did years ago, decades ago, Mike didn't have the same kind of, quality and didn't enhance the performance like the stuff do today. So it might help him in terms of this longevity shit.
Yeah. Retro hairstylists want to know, what do you guys think of stud buzz, right? And I didn't hear too much about it. I didn't really get into the stud buzz. What was that about?
That's Courtney Williams and the other girl from Minnesota. They live stream. And man, it's cool. I mean, they just doing what they do. It's cool, man, and it's real engaging.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a podcast.
It's a live stream. It's a little different from a podcast.
It's Twitch.
Yeah, they just streaming, Mike.
Yeah.
What they streaming though?
Themselves. No format, no rhyme or read. That's the new thing now, streaming.
Oh, okay.
And they just take you inside their life. And I'm going to tell you, it gave you a nice look inside of stuff behind the scenes. And it was cool, man. But you got a chance to see these women a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people got a chance to see how they interact with each other and stuff like that. So, but they always on the live stream. Them two is hilarious. And just that interaction with each other. It's just like if me and you, Mike, it was just like if we live streamed hanging down a wreck or on the corner and just let people observe that and hear all the shit talking and everything.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But I think it's cool.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know where I was at Retro. I was just I say a little I heard about it, but I didn't, I ain't really get into like what it was though. Barstool's giving them a deal now.
Oh, really?
Dave, what's his name? Dave who?
Portnoy.
Yeah. And now their fans mad at them. Their fans is mad at Courtney and them because the stance he took on Angel Reese and all that stuff. So they mad at Courtney, but Courtney and them like, I'm gonna press him about why he said that stuff about Angel. They're gonna come together and do something together. So, but yeah, man, that thing is popular, man.
Okay, I'm gonna look into it then. My man Kent said that stud buzz are smooth as hell. They are what they are. Even we straight guys love them, keeping it real.
They keep it real.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
It's no script or nothing. They just they go on Twitch. Now I don't watch it on Twitch. I don't have Twitch, but I can watch stuff on YouTube when they put it up on YouTube. Man, yeah, I think it's creative, man. It's a good idea, man. It's like, streaming is the new thing now, Mike. People just going live and leaving it on.
Whatever happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. So that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Courtney Williams too. She funny.
Yeah.
She real funny. Yeah. Her and her partner, they funny. No, but they ain't got no whole bunch of venom or hate in them.
Mm-hmm.
And they also was trying to bridge a gap too during All-Star Weekend, trying to, so they cool.
So this something they just started, or it was been building for
They've been doing it all season.
Oh, okay.
But it really hit on the All-Star weekend. You know, it's like, but they've been going at it all season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And people sat, Mike, and watched them for 72 hours. Well, you know, whenever they woke back up, they tuned right back. They watched that shit for 72 hours.
Yeah. I know. The guy, Kai Cenat, and those kind of people.
Yeah, he streamed. Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I might check them. Where you say they at on
Twitch?
On Twitch or something.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have Twitch, but
yeah.
Twitch started off as like a gamer platform, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But then it quickly moved into just live streaming.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of crazy young live streamers that go out and do stupid things and get in a lot of trouble, and that's the dark side. I don't want to talk about the dark side of it.
Of what? Twitch?
Of Twitch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, man. They done carved out a lane for themselves.
That's good. That's what's up. That's what it's all about, creativity, though. You know what I mean? Originality, creativity. Courtney's dad didn't know she was gay.
Until she outed herself on Twitch.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I thought her dad knew. I didn't know that. Yeah. You should have saw what she said on the All-Star weekend. So they was taking a photo. And they said, is it any, and this is behind the scenes, but you saw it because of the stud buds. And they said, is it anything you want people to know about you that they don't know already? She said, yeah, damn, I ain't in no relationship. I'm single. Bring on the baddies like that. I said, I know that's right. Yeah. Courtney crazy, man, but she cool.
Yeah.
They blew the doors off of the Aces last night, I think. Man, the Lynx blew the doors off them.
31 points. 31 points.
How many?
31.
Yeah, I thought didn't somebody beat the Sky by almost 50?
When was that?
I think it was the Lynx. I think it was the Lynx again.
The Lynx too. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Lynx out there going to work on people.
I remember the game, and you said the Lynx didn't even look as good as they could have.
Oh, me?
Yeah, that 50-point game. The week after, you said, the Lynx didn't even look as good as they.
Hey, yeah. I mean, but when you beat a team 95-57,
yeah.
Man, what's that? 42 points?
Yeah, they went to work on them.
God, yeah. So now this is the second half of the season. Everybody's stepping their game up. So, and the Liberty. Somebody came on here last week, Mike, and asked, did we think that the Fever was going to sign that girl, Emma Messerman? Fucking New York got her. New York got her.
Oh.
Yes. New York got her, man. The rich gets richer. Yes.
Now, do you think New York got her so that the Fever wouldn't get her?
I mean, all of it is part of that. I mean, no other team, you don't want any of your contenders to get a leg up. So, you know, I don't know if it was just about the Fever, but, you know, the rich keep getting richer.
I'm asking because, like, where does she, you know, like, what, they don't have, like, a real desperate need for her. You know what I mean? Because of how their team is already deep and already balanced.
Oh, they loaded, and they got her, too. Yeah.
So are we gonna see a rematch of last year's championship?
I think so. Well, I don't know. I don't know just yet. Phoenix got something to say. Depending on how if Caitlin come back and Indy, I think Atlanta got something to say. So I think it could be a little bit more competitive, but I think New York can be had, even though they added this girl. I think New York can be had. I do. I really do.
I mean,
You think New York can be?
I think they could be had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they could win it, but I'm just saying they could be had.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Jim?
I was just gonna say Minnesota's only got 4 losses so far.
Yeah, but they getting ready to suffer some more now. They getting ready to get into the heat up. Yeah. But yeah, Minnesota, I mean, our West, I don't know. I don't see nobody. Phoenix might be able to give them a go. I do. I think that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that the Lynx just look like they on a mission though.
Yeah. Yeah. They got cheated. Tell Retro Indy got her. The FEMA got her.
Oh, okay.
The baby girl.
Yeah. Let me see what Kent said. Love New York coach. She's the only one I will say that because as a CC fan, I love them Aussies. Yeah, I like New York coach and I like the Lynx coach.
I don't like Cheryl Reeves.
Cheryl Reeves.
She's a good coach. I just don't like her personality.
I like it because
she can be salty.
Yeah. She like the guy that was at with the Spurs. She just like just like one of those no nonsense.
See, I don't think she like Pop. I don't think Pop like that. I don't think Pop is nasty as that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Nah. Them players love Pop. And I know them players say they love Coach Reeves, but I don't believe that.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I like Coach Reeves. I like the lady at for New York. I like her. Yeah.
Yeah. Becky Hammond's getting humbled.
Yeah, that's another coach I like, Becky Hammonds.
She got different energy now at the press conference.
Yeah. Well, I think what they like 11 and 12, 11 wins, 12 losses, something like that.
I don't know. I thought they had 12 wins, but I think
I don't know. I know they
under 500. I know they under 500.
Yeah, they under 500.
Yeah, they 12 and 13 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they got the doors blown off them last night. Good gracious. And I'm going to say this, man. I thought Chelsea Gray was going to have a great year. She started off good. She disappeared.
Yeah.
Chelsea Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I don't know what's going on with Jewel Lloyd over there.
I don't know either. I'm just surprised though with the Aces how they looking anyway with the Aces, man.
They're not their typical self, and I'm not gonna say it was because of the loss of Plum. There's something else going on there.
There's something else going on. Yeah. How Jewel Lloyd played 21 minutes and scored no points at all. I don't get that. The only ones really balling is Jackie Young and Asia.
Yeah.
Yep. So Chelsea Gray started off good. She's down in the toilets now.
So the Storm. Who's the Storm coach? Who's the coach for the Storm? Seattle Storm.
That girl from Compton, the black lady. She played in the league too. She nice. What's her name?
Oh, her name Honest Angie from LA. That's what
yeah, she nice. Yeah, she nice looking. Yeah. So yeah, man, Chelsea is just having a down year.
Yeah. So what CC said? Kent Carlson said, we CC fans are more brutal on white than I believe any other team. Just my opinion. Yeah. She make a wrong. If she make a wrong call, if they don't agree with a call she make, she take a lot of flack over there.
Yeah, but we were talking about it, Mike, before we got live, boy, they shut they shut. Who were they playing the other night?
The Aces.
The Aces, yeah, they shut them down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were trailing in the first half and looked like Aces were going to do their thing, but man, that fourth quarter, they shut them down on defense. It was an 80-70 game.
Yep.
They shut them down.
Look, they should have beat New York. After the All-Star break, that was all on Stephanie White.
Yeah.
She had seriously, Kelsey out there, she on a heater. So all of a sudden, Kelsey on the bench and sat on the bench, and she almost forgot about her. And New York went on that run late in the third and then the fourth. Huh?
Why did she do that? She do that when
I don't get it.
Hot, she take Caitlin off the ball.
Huh?
She do that with Caitlin Clark though. Like if Caitlin Clark get hot, she'll take her off the ball.
Dumb. She had Kelsey Mitchell on the bench. Late in the third, she forgot about her. Plus, when they went on that run late in the third, she failed to call timeout. She just let them run. Listen. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. They had a shot in that game. They did.
Yeah.
Yep. And then New York just pulled away. Once they got that momentum going, they just pulled away. Yep. Yeah. But
what I was going to say. All right. So what about? Did y'all hear about Kelsey Mitchell, her sister, and she made some statements, right?
What'd she say?
Well, she basically, to me, she said that her sister don't get enough credit or something to that effect, that she's not getting the credit that she deserves on that team. It's more than just Caitlin Clark that's contributing to them.
If anybody's been watching Indiana, they see Kelsey.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're watching Indiana, you're seeing Kelsey.
But she didn't make the statement. She co-signed the statement. So it was a fan that made the statement and saying that y'all see who this team gets ran through and who it should be ran through. Kelsey and Aaliyah, they can win a game without Caitlin, but Caitlin can't win one without them. And then the sister came on and said, "I have to agree," and that's what sparked all the controversy. So it was a fan saying that, but
I'll say this because I said it at the beginning. All people have to do is put CC in their mouth, and they'll get attention.
Yep. That's exactly it. Yep. So,
so her sister name is Chelsea. Her name is Kelsey. And her sister name is Chelsea. They twins.
She got twin sister. Yep.
So maybe Kelsey did say it and blamed it on her twin sister.
Kelsey and Chelsea, man, that's tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
Kelsey,
well, I just know this. I love Kelsey Mitchell, but Kelsey Mitchell is one-dimensional. But she's great. She's a scorer. She's a walking bucket. And that's what she do for the team, and the team need her to do that.
Yeah.
Aaliyah is more diverse. She can assist, she can rebound, play D, and score. You had them two on the team. They won 13 games. They wasn't doing anything. You plug in Caitlin, all of a sudden, boom, you're in the playoffs. The Fever's offense team should be ran through Caitlin, not them. But Caitlin makes sure they get easy buckets, distribute the basketball, stuff like that. And I think Caitlin's IQ is just the highest on the team. So I think that fan statement that it should be ran through them, I think that was unfounded, in my opinion. But what Kelsey do, you can't diminish.
Yeah.
She definitely needs Kelsey scoring like she's scoring. The team needs her scoring like she's scoring. She's a walking bucket, but she's one-dimensional.
Yeah.
She's one-dimensional.
Adam says that these chicks aren't going to stop giving on CC. She needs to learn Muay Thai and ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
I mean,
man, that's crazy, man.
that's why they got Sophie, right? That's why they
Yeah,
got.
yeah, they already got Sophie for that.
Yeah.
Got the black.
Yeah, they got Sophie for that already. Yeah, but
Yeah.
all right, fellas, what we've been here for almost 2 hours. Another great
man. Yep.
Time, appreciate you. Retro Hairstylist, appreciate you. Kent Carlson, definitely appreciate you. Who else we had on here? Adam, thanks for tuning in and participating. Let me see who else we had in here early. I don't know if they still on here.
Randy.
Oh yeah, Randy was on here.
And Seagazer.
Yes, Seagazer, Randy. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, appreciate y'all. So
yeah, the chat be off the hook, man.
I know, man.
The chat be off the hook.
They don't hold back, do they?
No sir, no sir. Like
They don't hold back.
no.
Yeah, man. You too, Retro. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely enjoy the rest of your day.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I'll see y'all guys next weekend, man. Y'all have a good show tomorrow.
All right, man. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, be sure to tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, peace. We out.
Later.
Later, fellas.